say that, for example, say LA County wanted to decertify the machines for the 2020 election. They actually could do that. That clerk could do that. The registrar there.
What does that mean by decertifying the machine?
It would mean, or decertifying even the election results for that county for the 2020 election. They could do that. And I suspect maybe, hopefully, there was a couple of counties, a few that were considering that, but I think undue influence or intimidation or fear prevented them from doing so. But as a Secretary of State, as with oversight of all of them, if there were certain counties that used, say, Dominion voting systems, machines, and those machines were not properly certified, which is what I determined through a FOIA request, Freedom of Information Act request that I submitted to our current Secretary of State Weber late last year. The response I got was links to go and pull up links and pull up the information from the links. They made it look like they're properly certified, all of them, but I have proof on my website that not all of them were properly certified and signed off by the right parties or entities as required, which would mean that the certification was illegitimate on at least in one area of our state election process. And that goes across the nation. There's so many states that did the same thing. It's Cinquanta, the last name as it appears behind me, cinquantaforcalifornia.com. So Cinquanta, FORCA.com. The quickest, simplest way to fix the election system that we have is to get rid of the machines, number one. The machines have to go, and we have to go back to voting in person on paper ballots on election day. More precincts, smaller precincts, more of them. And as far as absentee ballots go with the military, that's a different story. But the mail-in ballot system has got to go. It is all that is done is to set up the under the guise of creating more convenience for the voter. The more convenience they say that they're creating for the voter, the more they are creating opportunity for fraud. And that's just that. I'm calling it out. That's the way I see it. I'm not going to be shy about it. I'm not going to be polite about it. It is with the sole intent of creating fraud, committing fraud, and rigging our elections. And that's exactly what's happened already. And that's what's going to continue to happen. And so there's the catch-22, because when we vote on June 7th, by the way, don't mail in your ballot. Go vote in person, please, and walk it in. And even if you leave with it, if you have to, don't leave any envelope behind. Don't leave any of your. Now take your mail-in ballot, trade it in for a paper ballot, but mark on your mail-in ballot void whatever you need to do to get your in-person ballot, and then cast your vote that way. Do not use a provisional ballot. In our military, when they mail in their ballots, there needs to be a system in place where their votes are like a chain of custody. It's trackable in real time, and then when they're counted in person, on camera, live feed for everybody to watch, and no precinct or counties are reporting results within before 2 hours before the end of election day. So things like that. There's so many things that need to be implemented. But you said the quickest fix, and my main action points are getting rid of the machines. We don't need high technology behind our voting system.
The voting system is just a convenience, not for the voters. The voting system is just convenience for whoever need to count the vote, right? Which is, I say, the government, right?
Yeah,
So they are not telling us convenience for a voter. They're just telling me, you want to be more convenience for you, for the government, not for me. But for me, I don't care how you're going to count it. I just want the government to count it right. Count mine in.
Exactly.
Or not count some illegal immigrant, or don't count any dead vote, or don't count, because those votes are canceling my voice.
That's right.
Right?
Your vote is your voice.
Yeah.
Not only they're canceling your voice out, the dead people and the immigrants are always voting the Democrats. We wonder why.
Yeah, exactly. And that brings up, the voter rolls, as they are now. They need to be archived, and re-registration, canvassing, that has to take place. And it's an extensive effort to get everybody back in the system, but in a legitimate, accurate way. And that's just going to have to be part of the overhaul. But that's something I'm definitely going to do.
Move your ass. We got work.